Hi there, good afternoon, and welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Maddie Gardner. The studio is full of incredible people. Lauren Coleman, Eric Chilton, meteorologist Christian Morgan, and don't forget Jalen Gilkey in his burgundy jacket today. Looking sharp.
Styling. It's Wednesday, everybody, in case you didn't know. Hump Day, we're halfway there. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. We'll be live, and during the commercial breaks, we'll talk with you a little bit and see what's going on.
Yeah, one of the big things we're talking about is the heat. We can already feel it a little bit, and Christian is about to get a lot hotter.
Oh yeah, guys, the heat is on, feeling like summertime over the next several days, and this will easily be our longest and warmest stretch of weather that we've had so far this year. Now, there have been a couple, 2-3 days so far this year that have been in the 80s, but we're talking about a prolonged week-long stretch of temperatures in the 80s and even approaching 90, and it really all starts today. Notice we've got much more sunshine across the triad than we've had the last several days. Taking a look over downtown Greensboro right now, temperature sitting at 78 out at the airport at PTI. Taking a drive over to Winston-Salem, sun and clouds in the sky there, a little bit warmer, sitting at 80 degrees in downtown Winston-Salem. And look who is back on the map, Asheboro. Hello, good to see you again. We got worried about you for a while, but that station out at the airport near Tot Hill is finally reporting again. 78 in Asheboro, mid and upper 70s back in the foothills as you go. And generally, when we talk about heat in the Piedmont, we're also talking about humidity as well, right? Well, that's actually not the case this time of the round. We still have very dry air in place with dew points in the upper 40s and low 50s, and we're going to hold some of that humidity off, at least for the next few days, before it slowly starts to creep back in as we go into next week. Of course, things are quiet on the radar, nothing to see here. Zooming out on a wider view, there are just a few little showers and storms popping up in South Carolina and Georgia with some much more unstable air down to the south, but after sunset, those will fizzle out. Of course, some extra clouds down that way as well. For us, the clouds have been clearing as we've gone throughout the afternoon, and we'll see much more in the way of sunshine tomorrow. Tonight, even with clear skies, mostly clear skies, I expect us with that warmer air moving in to only drop down into the mid-50s for those overnight lows. Another day full of sunshine for your Thursday, and little by little, we'll continue to warm things up into the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. And what I want you to see here is what we call our upper air map. I know that doesn't mean a lot to you. What you need to know is this big old dome of high pressure and this orange that you see, that just screams heat to me. How hot are we going to get? How long is it going to last? We'll go into detail in your full 7-day forecast.
Well, with the change in weather and season comes a change in injuries and medical conditions. A wilderness medicine expert, Dr. Seth Hawkins with Wake Forest Baptist Health, says now is the time more people come into the emergency department for drowning, falling, and heat-related ailments. Dr. Hawkins says drownings often result in death and are common among children. It only takes a few seconds and can happen without an obvious struggle. He says it's also the time of year when the idea of dry drowning circulates on social media, but he emphasizes that's not real.
The thought is that kids especially can have a fun day in the water, splashing around, maybe, you know, having a couple episodes where they choke a bit and then the next morning don't wake up and are found dead in their beds, or their lungs are filling up quietly with fluid while they're in the playground or walking around the house. Neither of those outcomes are true, and we haven't been able to find any cases where that actually happens.
Dr. Hawkins says falls also increase this time too, whether they're stumbles, major falls, or falling from a high elevation.
The only way we can do anything to control that situation is prevention. So very, very important to follow posted information and to avoid, particularly in this season, it's selfies, which is interesting and a new kind of modern era thing, but you know, getting right to the edge to that perfect shot, or, you know, meandering past a railing to try to get an angle on the waterfall is never a good idea.
When it comes to the hot weather we are getting, Dr. Hawkins says, remember, heat exhaustion makes you feel weak or lightheaded, and you should get some rest and hydrate. Heat stroke presents itself a little differently. It may cause a person to be confused or even lose consciousness, and they should seek medical attention immediately. Dr. Hawkins says he expects more people to get out this summer with easing COVID restrictions, and he wants you to remember that coming home after your adventure is better than going to visit him in the hospital.
Great advice. Well, let's get into your 4 to 5 roundup with a look at some of your headlines. Gun sales are currently on pace for a record year. Gun stores nationwide are seeing an increase in customers. According to the FBI, there were nearly 16 million background checks for firearm purchases from January through last month. That's a 31% increase compared to the same time last year. Some gun store owners say uncertainty in our nation tends to drive firearm sales. The European Union is taking a step towards relaxing travel rules for tours outside the 27-nation bloc. Wednesday, EU ambassadors agreed on measures to allow in fully vaccinated visitors. The EU imposed strict measures last year to contain COVID-19 outbreaks, but now the ambassadors say many of those measures for non-essential travel should be lifted. Families in several states don't know where they're going to be sleeping. Evictions are slowly returning as states challenge the moratorium imposed during the pandemic. Up to 40 million Americans are at risk of losing their homes. The trickle of evictions could soon become a flood as renters owe up to $53 billion to landlords. The nationwide eviction moratorium is set to be lifted on June 30th. And India sets the global record for daily coronavirus deaths. Today, the country reported more coronavirus deaths in a single day than any other country at any time during the pandemic. The health ministry reported a record 4,529 deaths in the past 24 hours. So that brings India's confirmed fatalities to more than 283,000 deaths. According to Johns Hopkins University, the previous record for most daily deaths from coronavirus was set back on January 12th in the United States.
All right, so we're tracking a steady number within our coronavirus metrics. So the graph you're about to see shows the number of North Carolinians in the hospital with the virus. About 2 weeks ago, we were holding steady. That was right around 1,000. Then last week, we were holding steady around 900. Now this week, just above 800. In fact, over the past 4 days, this number has only fluctuated between 823 and 820, just 3 patients. That is encouraging that our numbers have trended downward over the past few weeks.
So far, more than 40% of our state's total population is fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and about 37% is fully vaccinated. While that rate rises a little every day, there are some who say the vaccine is not necessary, and they're citing a popular online claim that says a person's chance of surviving coronavirus is about 99%. So let's take a closer look at that data to see if it's true. According to the State Department of Health and Human Services, there have been more than 993,000 cases of COVID-19 since the pandemic start. Out of those cases, there have been about 13,000 deaths. That would make the percentage of infections resulting in survival close to 99%. But keep this in mind, doctors say that number does not tell the full story. While the percentage of survival may be high, several patients have come close to death. They have long-term hospital stays and even lingering effects of the virus after just a mild infection. So while you might be able to survive COVID-19, dealing with the long-term effects is also a real possibility. The 4 to 5 is heading to break, but we are live on the Facebook page. Come chat with us there. Looking at camera. I'm hopping on the Facebook feed right now. I haven't gotten on there just yet.
Y'all, what is this animal making this noise out here? Do y'all hear
I don't
an
know.
animal?
Hold on.
That was Brad. Of course, now I'll walk outside and it's not going to do it.
Like? Can you get close to the animal, or do you feel threatened?
I don't know where it's at.
That sounds like a belch.
Who is?
That's Lauren.
What is happening?
I don't know what's going
Crikey.
on. I don't think I like it.
Jump into where the garden fountain, Christian. Get him.
As soon as oh look, there I am. Hi. As soon as I come out here looking for it and I don't know.
What direction is it coming from? And what does it sound
Just
like?
make sure it's not over the fence where the front yard is.
Out here.
I literally,
This is the start
Christian,
of my new Animal Planet show.
I literally just did a story about not getting too close to waterfalls, and there you go.
There you are.
Chasing waterfalls again, Christian Morgan. Did
Go for a
TLC
dive.
teach you nothing?
If you fall in.
I dropped a weather clicker in that one time last year.
Oh boy, here we go.
Stick to
TLC.
the rivers and the lakes that you used to. I'll let you take it from there, Lauren. So, Rue, there you go. A little singing for you this afternoon.
Christian, that little squat beside the fountain looked like he was getting ready to do a stand-up for a story.
Maybe it was me. Maybe I was the animal.
It might have been you.
Did someone please screenshot that?
It's a Bantam
Matt
Rooster
said my
album
new
cover.
album cover.
It's your band album cover. That's what
Brad,
that's
I like
if
it.
you didn't screenshot that, I'm going to shut it to your...
Phantom Rooster in the wild. Is that what we're going to call it?
Hey, Phyllis from Reedsville. Hey, Bobby, Brenda.
So no one will be more excited about this next story than my kids. It is official now. The city of Greensboro, in particular Parks and Rec, has a esports competition they're getting ready to announce, really. They said it today that competition will start next month. Players will be divided into age groups and will compete in a variety of popular games. Now, there's an app that will allow the kids to play against one another from the comfort of their homes. Plus, they can check their standings, stats, and schedules at any time. The organizers say they have high hopes for this program.
We offer 2 age divisions. We have a 17 and under and an 18 and over division for all the different games. We offer leagues for Xbox One and PS4 for now, as well as cross-platform for games like Rocket League and Fortnite. Obviously, we want this league to grow. As we move through COVID, we hope that we'll be able to eventually offer some in-person programming for esports, and maybe eventually do something similar to what you see Mission Control and the North Carolina Recreation and Parks Association doing, where they bring in other Parks and Rec organizations to just essentially host a gigantic tournament.
So this is really cool. If you need more information, just look for this story on WFNYnews2.com. Been talking about this lately. I know UNCG is now starting kind of an esports, not a major, but you can get like a certificate in it because it's a huge thing. It's a lot of money involved in esports, so they're kind of getting on that bandwagon. Fortnite, Rocket League, Madden, and NBA are the games that they're going to start with.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm not a gamer, but I have seen more and more news coverage come out about people who are professional gamers and they get like sponsorship money. Nike makes them special shoes to play their games in. So not my best talent, but it is interesting.
You know, not until the last few years that I realized how big actually the gaming industry and the gaming world was. I never knew that it had taken everything by storm like it had. It just kind of shocked me.
I think it's a great time this time of year. You know, if kids want to get interactive and socialize, they can do this safely at home. And it's something that they're interested in. So I think this is very cool.
And the city is lucky that they didn't include Call of Duty, because I had a ringer that was ready to go. We were going to take the grand prize. But my brother and I guess we're going to spare the city and let someone else claim the championship.
Are they going to give him like the key to this?
I don't know what you win, but it's clearly a competition and you compete to win.
What's your gamer tag?
I don't play, my brother does.
Oh, okay.
What was the grand
He's
prize?
I have a ringer.
Jalen is guest 1, 2, 3, 6.
Oh, it's like your $1 million baby.
Yeah,
Your brother.
exactly.
I gotcha. I'm with you now.
Anytime there's a video game competition, and I'm sure he could probably win the Fortnite one as well, but that's not his specialty. He prefers Call of Duty.
Are you still playing Fortnite?
No, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, look at you.
Classic.
I do like
Classic.
the gaming. And Rocket League. I play Rocket
I
League.
remember a couple years ago, every time we go to a commercial break, we'd see Chilton sitting over here in the weather
With my phone.
On his
No way to
phone?
play his game.
That was
playing
PUBG.
Fortnite.
That's a different
Oh
game.
wow! I'm more of an old school gamer, like the Nintendo,
Yes.
PlayStation, Spyro,
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot. That's
I
more my
loved
speed.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
That
me,
was a good one.
me and my sister would play for hours after school. We had to finish our homework first.
I'm
but-
still stuck on Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
That's not a
I
bad
can't
one.
even
to be
beat
stuck.
that's a
that.
good one.
Mario Kart. That's always good too. Love that one.
Don't slip on those
I'm
bananas.
a board gamer.
Eric,
Give me the
you're-
game of life any day.
I had that on PlayStation.
Eric, you know more about video games than I do,
That's
man.
because I have 4 kids. That's the only reason, because they show them to me. But I do love the game. All right, we're coming right back. Stick around.
Spit that
Talk to us on
pandemic you're
Facebook.
playing.
What
I'm telling
games do
you,
you like?
whoever wants to smoke with my brother,
Smoke.
yes,
You know, want that heat?
it's the
I know.
problem. I'm telling hot mics, hot mics, hot mics.
Get them while they're hot.
I did have the Nintendo handheld one that you flipped up, Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
Would you
I had
play
one
the
of those.
dogs
Something's
game?
happening.
I had Mario Kart.
Okay.
And actually, I went to
Classic.
Boxcar in Greensboro over the weekend and played Mario Kart, like on the actual. Oh no! What is Jeff doing in the?
I like
You're
the-
doing him
Watch
dirty,
your
Brad.
Zoom. Watch
You're
your
doing
Zoom.
him
Oh
dirty.
yeah, don't get too close.
Look at him.
There's a little fishy in there.
What is he doing?
What is is he doing?
I broke it. I broke it.
Go get it, Jeff.
Oh, he's
just go get it.
Oh, no.
Go get it. He's a real go. Oh, he got something he ain't like. Got something he ain't like.
Oh no!
Yeah, back to the tool.
Oh no!
Back to the tool.
Oh no!
Y'all need to use the bathroom stall.
Just a little side behind the scenes. This thing gets clogged with something about once every month.
When I tell you,
Actual tears.
Jeff does everything.
He does.
He doesn't have a
Look at me,
job
just threw
description
it
because
down.
it includes everything.
Are you out there, Christian?
I feel like Lucy.
Tell we can hear him.
Touched a dead frog.
Can you ask him what he
He
was?
thinks he touched a dead frog.
I know.
Tell
I
him
touched
he's
a dead
on Facebook.
Maybe that's what's clogging it up.
Wait, there's a dead frog clogging up the water
Probably stuck in
fountain?
the little
That's
skimmer thing.
I'm
sad.
telling you, if you're not on the stream, you are really missing out.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
We can all use a little more love in this world. It's because it's one of the most powerful forces in the world, Eric.
Yep, today on U Day, Coach Lamont shows us a unique sacrifice that love is willing to make at all costs.
There was an island where all the emotions lived. One day a storm was bearing down on this island. Every emotion was fearful, but the wisdom and unselfishness of love made a boat for all the other emotions. All the emotions jumped on the board except for one. Love took inventory on which emotion wasn't on the boat. Love discovered it was hate. Love tried its best to bring hate onto the boat, but hate wouldn't budge. All the other emotions begged love to leave hate behind, but love is love and couldn't. Love remained with hate. All other emotions survived, but love died because of hate. This is the perfect picture of what exists in our world today. We make love harder than it has to be. It is not always easy to love, but love is love, and it's our responsibility to keep it alive. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, looking at the forecast, it is going to be unusually hot for this time of the year. Really for the entire 7-day outlook, Christian, this is ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, if you like summertime, got good news for you. If you like things a little cooler, well, this is not really going to be your week, I can tell you that much. Although if we look back at the month of May so far, it's been a pretty mild month of weather. And in fact, the last 6, 7, 8 days have all been well below normal. A couple hot days peppered in there from time to time, but we're really about to start to flip the cards on that, and we are going to be approaching 90 degrees as we go into the weekend. So this is actually not that far off base. Typically our first day at 90 degrees falls somewhere around May 18th, and that would have been yesterday. Likely to hit 90 this weekend, so we're really not far off base on that. Of course, the here and now, we have beautiful sunshine across the Triad today, looking over Greensboro, Winston, High Point, and Burlington. Just a few of those clouds from time to time in the sky. Temperatures all in the upper 70s to near 80, 78 out at PTI in Greensboro. We're at 80 in Winston-Salem, and I got to call you out down in Asheboro because you're finally back on the map, sitting at 78 at the airport there just near Tot Hill this afternoon as well. Of course, if we look down to the south, there is some warmer air to be had. We're in the low 80s in South Carolina and Georgia. And zooming out on an even wider view, notice we're warm in the eastern half of the country, but it's still a little bit cool back out to the west. And that really kind of tells us the story of what's going on. Wide view on the radar, really not much happening across the eastern half of the United States. Bigger weather day and weather week out in the Midwest, and several severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas the last couple days. Big deal system down out over the Gulf as well. So here's what's going on. We have high pressure in control of our weather sitting just offshore, and that will really start to lock into place. And today is really the first day of that. So we're going to be stuck under this big old dome of high pressure. That means our winds continue to stream in out of the south and out of the southwest, and it pretty much blocks any of this rain and any of this moisture out west from making it here into the Piedmont. The other thing it does is continue to warm us up day by day. And if this pattern doesn't change a whole lot, you continue to push in that warm air little by little, day by day, we continue to warm up. And that's what we'll be doing over the course of the week. Of course, if we talk about things being hot here in the Carolinas, we're typically talking about humidity, but that's really not going to be the case. We're going to hold off some of that muggy air at least through the weekend. And then going into next week, we'll start off hot, and we will start to bring in some of that more muggy air as well. So really this week is the chance that you need to get outside, do any yard work, mow the yard, do all those outdoor activities, because it'll be warm and muggy going into next week. We honestly could really use some rain here in the Triad, but it's just not in the cards over the next 7 days. And this time of the year, it doesn't take very long for us to start to move into drought conditions. The drought report from last Thursday has the entire eastern half of North Carolina in at least low-level drought conditions or even moderate drought conditions in coastal North Carolina. And I would expect us to move into some of those categories as well without any rain this week. Bottom line, it's getting hot and hotter after that. Easily our hottest stretch of weather that we've had so far this year, and it will last all the way through early next week. Tonight, mostly clear skies, temperatures dropping back into the mid and upper 50s. We'll warm up into the mid 80s with sunshine for your Thursday afternoon, and it's just little by little, day by day, warmer weather is on the way. Upper 80s, close to 90 over the weekend, if not low 90s by the time we start next week. That's your forecast. 4 to 5 is coming right back.
Mic check. I hear me. Mic check. Hold on, wait. Let me make sure, because sometimes. Okay. How about now? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check. Funny, funny, funny.
Ferguson in the studio.
Hello.
She's here.
Hi.
Hey, Amanda.
Sports time, sports time.
We still don't see her. There she is. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
There is a dead frog in the fountain.
There,
Yes,
I
this just
don't
in.
know where the second half of him is.
No,
No.
stop.
But there's
Stop.
at least a leg clogging the fountain.
Christian, no.
Or she.
Just saying.
Hi. I'm tossing
Hi.
to you. Do you want me to
So you
roll?
roll for me?
I'll roll for
Okay,
you.
awesome.
go.
Thanks.
I'm happy to be the teleprompter operator. Don't tell me any more updates about the frog.
It is.
They're telling
I
us
don't want to hear any
in our
more
earpiece
updates
about
about
the
it.
frog. That scored us.
Thank you, though.
He was
It's
trying to
Jeff's
remove
fault.
it with a sprinkler hose or something. I can't remember.
Oh,
What was that thing, Christian?
Do what?
What was that thing he was trying to dislodge the
You
frog?
know, one of
with?
the garden
Hose, yeah.
of
It's like a hose extender
Yeah.
thing, right? That's so fun. It's like
When
a
I tell you
shower
this man does
hand
everything,
thing.
though.
Oh, seriously.
He changes the
Hey, nice
lights,
outfit,
he
Jamie.
fixes the
Nice outfit,
monitors, the
I'm
cameras.
telling
Always
you,
coming with
within
style.
15 seconds
That's
of saying
true
I had a
with
problem,
him.
he was here.
Is that if he sees something broken, he
Oh,
fixes
yeah.
it no matter what.
30 seconds. Chilton, let's switch spots.
I always.
Let me stand on this little A.
You be there. I'll be over here somewhere.
A Wake Forest women's basketball player is receiving a huge honor this week. She will be a part of a big team this summer, and WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson is explaining.
Jewel Spear, we've heard her name a whole lot over the past season. The freshman already making a name for herself here at Wake Forest, but now her name's stretching across the globe.
I told my coach I might have shocked the world individually, but I'm just ready to shock the world with my teammates that way.
Earning ACC All-Freshman honors, dropping 29 points in a tournament game, scoring double digits in most regular season games. Those are just some of Jewel Spear's accomplishments. And now you can add USA Basketball U19 World Cup team player to that list.
It's honestly crazy to me. Like, I'm just really trying to take this all in because I try to be humble. I just knew going into trials, just do whatever you can do your best, and just show the committee and the coaches what I could do and just live with the results. And it was just, when I saw my name on the list, I was like, wow.
She's put in the work to be successful, but the guard credits Wake Forest for helping her shine.
I'm thankful enough to be surrounded by great people, great coaches, and great teammates that believed in me, so it set me up really well.
Spear is only one of 12 players who will wear our country's jersey on the big stage in Hungary this summer.
It's very special. I come from a small town, the Colony, Texas, so I guess I just feel the same way just going to Wake. I always told my coaches when they recruited me and my family and friends that I wanted to go to Wake to make a difference.
Now she's going to try to make a difference across the world.
This jersey is not just thrown around to anybody in the world. It's just a blessing and it's an honor.
It's a really big deal to be a part of that team. And I don't know how much you guys have watched women's basketball this season. I've had to watch them all on TV. We all did because we couldn't go. But all you heard was, Jules Spear, Jules Spear. So she's just so good.
Yeah.
And so humble, too.
Right.
Like, that's just such a sweet girl. You can just tell by the way she carries herself. She's got a good heart.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So humble, you could just feel through the screen how grateful she is, and you just want to cheer for someone like that. She has such a bright future. I'm excited to see what she does.
And representing our country on a world stage is a huge honor. I can't wait to watch her this season, this summer, and in the next few years.
Yeah, she's only a freshman, guys. So she's
my
about to go into her
gosh.
sophomore season.
Wow.
Absolutely, and like Jules said in the piece, this isn't a jersey that's just thrown around or given to anybody. Even though this is just the U19 team, it's not the official Olympic team, those players that go on in the play in the U18, U19, they're typically going to represent our country in the Olympics down in the future. And I'm sure she has a bright future ahead of her at Wake Forest and in the WNBA.
Just 3 years away. We'll see. She's on that Olympic team, right?
Might end up with a gold medal.
She
one
got
day.
a chance.
We'll
It's a good
interview her
chance.
again. Amanda
We
will be
will.
interviewing her again.
Yeah, keep that number, Amanda. Keep her number.
Yeah, hold on to that. All right,
Got it.
4 to 5 continues. We'll be right back. 30 more minutes straight ahead.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Great dress, too.
Nice.
Hot mics, hot mics, hot mics. You know what commercial I love, y'all? It's that Liberty Mutual commercial.
Liberty.
There's a wet teddy bears here.
Oh, yeah.
Get your wet teddy bears. My mom absolutely hates that commercial. She thinks
It's on Hulu right now, and I've been watching TV on Hulu, and so I see it like 7 times a show.
yeah, she's not a fan. It's so dumb. I think it's just, you know, something different, right?
Did any of you watch the Friends reunion trailer?
Oh, I did. Loved it.
I teared up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Oh, I got chills. Cannot wait for that.
Matt does not
No,
look
he
like
does not
David
look like
Schwimmer,
Dave-
our producer.
Matt
Can we
looks
see Matt
like-
and a David Schwimmer side by side? Can
Matt
you make
looks
that
like
magic
Q
happen?
from Impractical Jokers.
Yes, Jalen pointed that out to me one day, and I looked it up. I was like, oh my gosh.
They're
he's right.
twins. I bet you do wish you had his money. I do too. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, he does.
But can you answer the question, were Ross and Rachel on a break, Matt, if you are David Schwimmer? Oh, well,
He's Q. I don't understand why we were missing this.
I don't even know who that is, Jalen.
Please Google it.
I don't, okay.
Q from Impractical Jokers.
It's a funny
Jokers?
show.
Especially right before Matt got his new trim, looking all
Like
spiffy.
the number, I mean the
cut.
number Q, the letter Q.
Yeah, it's Q.
Cute.
Just the
Practical
number
Jokers
Q.
is a great show.
I
No,
do
he
believe
does
his name is
not look
Quentin.
like that. No, not at all. I mean, this one picture, he does do this thing with his eyebrow.
No, I was watching the show.
He does that.
All
You
right,
do
so
this
yeah,
with your
so
eyebrow.
that's true. The one eyebrow
The
up.
one like up, but no, you don't look like
yes,
that
he
man.
does.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I
that's
have
exactly.
a teleprompter roller?
Yes, here.
I have the first.
Stand up for
read.
yourself, Matt.
No one can hear him. That's what's so sad.
I know it is.
In
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. 30 more minutes straight ahead, and everybody's here, right? We got Maddie, Eric, Lauren, Jalen, Christian.
Present.
Christian's outside enjoying the weather. Wait till tomorrow when it's about 85 degrees.
You gonna wear a suit jacket? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we're already feeling the heat today, and happy hump day to everybody out there. Make sure you head over to our Facebook page, chat with us on the live stream.
Let's get right into it this afternoon. You know, education has been one of the biggest issues this past year here in North Carolina, and the school year was difficult for most in more ways than one. But today, Guilford County Schools shared some good news for parents and teachers alike. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey has more.
Well, the last year and a half have been an adventure for students, parents, and faculty across our area. The adjustment to virtual learning, the uncertainty of if and when students will return to the classroom, along with many other factors, have caused students' grades to suffer. However, today, Guilford County Schools announced their plan to provide summer learning opportunities for all students.
So after 2 disrupted years of learning due to COVID-19, we decided we had to offer a wide range of summer programming, and we had to do a lot more to encourage parents and students to enroll.
According to GCS Superintendent Dr. Sharon Contreras, families have been extremely welcoming to these summer learning opportunities, and their enrollment numbers show it.
Last year, we did not have summer school, but the year prior, the enrollment was about 1,200. Right now, we're at 8,016 students enrolled.
Dr. Contreras went on to speak about what is known as the 5th quarter, which means students have the opportunity to make up any failing grade they earned this past year and replace it with a passing grade if they complete the summer course. GCS will also be mailing brochures of courses provided this summer to your home. I've attached a link to that brochure in the web story on WFMYnews2.com.
Wow, more than 8,000 students enrolled, and what an opportunity, especially I know some students just don't take to remote learning as well as others do, and it's been such a weird time, so I'm glad that they have this opportunity, Jalen.
Anything you could do in the summer, that, you know, they call it brain drain,
right?
And it's so true that kids go through that, and getting back into it again in August is tough, so this helps.
One thing that's also awesome about this is not just remedial classes that they're offering, but also some enrichment programs. They have robotics, they have coding, Arts Institute programs, all kinds of things. So that's pretty cool out there too. So I know the superintendent really wants parents to take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah, and an opportunity for Guilford County Schools teachers perhaps to get in some extra hours over the summer too. They're going to need them with enrollment so high.
This is the type of thing where it's not just a luxury, it's actually needed, I think, in a lot of ways. So it's a good program.
And it's also a good way just for kids to interact and get social again from being at home for so long. So look at it that way too.
You're absolutely right, Lauren. That was what I was going to say. This is another way for students, for after a weird year and a half, it's a good time for them to be able to get back accustomed to going to school and just being in the school environment.
All right, let's take a look at your 4 to 5 roundup. The investigation into former President Donald Trump's company now includes a criminal probe into what originally was a civil investigation. The New York Attorney General's office says it is actively investigating the Trump Organization in a criminal capacity along with the Manhattan DA. Attorney General Letitia James has been looking into whether the Trump Organization falsely reported the values of various properties to secure loans and lower its tax liability. The AG's office has not said yet what exactly triggered the criminal probe. And Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will oppose legislation to create a commission on a deadly January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. This is a blow to Democrats who say an independent bipartisan investigation of the siege is crucial to keep it from happening again. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy also says he will not support legislation. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will hold a vote on the bill despite GOP objections. And there's a recall you need to know about. Kia is recalling more than 440,000 cars and SUVs in the U.S. This is the second time the company is recalling vehicles to fix a problem that can cause engine fires. The automaker is telling owners to park outdoors and away from structures because fires could happen when the engines aren't even running. To see if your vehicle is on that recall list, go to our website. And state lawmakers are pushing to bring more fuel pipelines into North Carolina. The push is in wake of the gas pipeline shut down last week that prompted panic buying and widespread gas shortages. The Colonial Pipeline was offline for 5 days following a ransomware attack on May 8th. Many stations had no gas on Tuesday, although the supply situation is steadily improving and long lines have disappeared.
Well, if you've been looking for a new or used car, this might be a tough summer for you. But if you're selling one, you might have better luck. So prices for used car, they're on the rise. Plus, it's getting tougher to find brand new cars on dealership lots. Our verified team shows you why.
We've seen all kinds of shortages during the pandemic, from toilet paper to hand sanitizer, gas, even grape nuts. But the latest is one you might not have predicted: cars.
So you have a lot of people coming into the car markets at one time. That usually doesn't happen.
This is a great economics lesson dealing with the law of supply and demand.
So what's behind the new car shortage in the United States? Our sources are two economists, Jason Fichtner from the Bipartisan Policy Center and Pete Earle from the American Institute for Economic Research. Two issues have led to the car shortage. The first one is obvious: pandemic shutdowns.
The automobile industry temporarily closed car assembly plants as workers couldn't safely work in close quarters of a factory floor.
The second comes from these things: computer microchips. Thanks to onboard infotainment systems, most cars need them. So when companies slowed down on making cars, chip manufacturers had to look elsewhere to sell.
In fact, one big reason automakers can't find enough chips is that the semiconductor manufacturers are giving priority to manufacturers of smartphones, video game consoles, and other consumer electronics.
So the supply of cars went down and continues to drop, but the demand for cars went up. And because new cars aren't being manufactured at a rate to meet that demand, used cars are even more expensive.
It could be a matter of months or maybe a little bit longer before things get back to normal.
Optimistically, by Labor Day, we'll be back to normal. Realistically, probably by the end of the calendar year. Pessimistically, probably sometime in 2022.
With your Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
All right, up, up, and up. That's the forecast. No, seriously, it is. Getting warmer and warmer little by little, day by day, until we finally get around 90 degrees over the weekend. That big warm up really kind of kicking off today. This is the first day we've really had more sunshine than clouds since the weekend. And we've got our temperatures up close to 80 degrees this afternoon as well. Taking a look over downtown Greensboro right now, a live look. You see that beautiful Carolina blue sky, a few of those clouds sitting at 78 degrees. That temperature, of course, coming in from the airport out at PTI. Taking a drive over to Winston-Salem on I-40, a little bit warmer there, sitting at 80 degrees in Winston-Salem, and we finally have Asheboro back on the map. Hello, Asheboro, sitting at 78 right now. At the Asheboro Municipal Airport, just near the Tot Hill community, we're in the mid and upper 70s back to the west and in the foothills, and I think that's a plane or something going by over my head. I don't know, it's very loud. Anyway, we have this heat in place, but the one thing we're not talking about, which we usually talk about when it's hot, is the humidity. Our dew points are pretty low, with dew point temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s. We're actually going to hold off on some of that humidity for a while, at least until we get into the late weekend and into next week. Then we'll start to bring in some of that muggy air. Of course, looking at the radar, there's nothing on it. We're quiet here. A few showers and thunderstorms popping up in South Carolina and Georgia, mainly just for some hotter and a little more muggy air. Makes the air much more unstable, easier for showers and thunderstorms to form. You can see that extra clouds down to the south for us. We've been clearing out as the day has gone on, and we'll continue to clear out tonight. Temperatures will drop down into the mid 50s under clear skies going into your Thursday. Another day with a lot of sunshine, more sun than clouds, and we're going to warm things up even a little bit more into the low 80s for your Thursday. And it's off to the races after that. That big dome of high pressure, you see those oranges and yellows, that just screams heat to me. How long is it going to last? We'll talk about it coming up in your full 7-day forecast.
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination. When a dark delicious cookie meets an icy cold sensation and is signed by Richard Petty, then it's up for auction.
That was the first. That delay.
Hot mic, hot mic.
While they're hot.
Come get your mics. They're hot. I got hot, fresh mics here.
Fresh mics for sale.
Fresh mics. I got a hot deal on hot mics. Buy 2, get the 3rd free.
Is that like they're hot, they're stolen? Hey, Bub, come here.
Hey, Bub.
I got some hot mics for you.
Yeah.
You have to open up your jacket and show them the hot mic. Look at that.
Hot mics.
Look.
Gotta get them going.
Christian? Let's play Where's Christian.
Where's Christian?
Is he in the pond? No. Is that the dead frog? There he is.
There's the album cover.
Well,
Brad,
zoom out a little bit.
Did you get it?
Did you
Christian,
get it?
Can you go pose again, please?
Did he get it?
Welcome to Christian's Outdoor Adventures.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Crikey, he's a beaut.
Keep going.
I don't want to hold this because I dropped one in the fountain a while back.
Did Tim yell at you?
Wow.
Did you?
Did Tim Buckley
I did. It
scold
never
you?
came back.
That was a rookie mistake.
I cost the station money. Ugh, it's starting to smell out here now too. Thanks, Jeff.
I think that might be your breath.
Got him.
Got him. Got it. Got him. Sorry,
I will say
Christian.
this jasmine out here in the weather garden has bloomed, and it smells really, really good.
Well, that's lovely. I might have to come outside and experience that.
Hey,
What about 5?
Brad and Matt, guess
What
what,
about number
song
5?
is number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100?
I'm
You
always like,
want me?
Leslie.
I want you, baby. My sugar boom. Levitating, Dua Lipa. For 4 to 5 viewers, the 4 to 5 loves Dua Lipa.
That's a you thing.
Oh, okay, 3 of us love Dua Lipa.
I don't even know who that is.
I know.
But all right.
Yeah.
I'll say that's.
She's very famous. She won a Grammy.
She's very
Sing a
famous.
song, like
She won a
hum-
Grammy.
hum-
You
I
want
only know
me?
one song.
I want you, baby.
Oh, okay, I know
My
that
sugar
song.
boo.
Oh, what?
I didn't know her name.
Stand on
I
your
don't know
mark.
where that is.
On the sticker.
Close enough.
Boots, blue jeans, cowboy hat. Hey, don't forget about the belt buckle. That's right. What famous person wears all of those things? This famous person happens to be local as well. Do you know who it is?
Tanya, you have to be talking about the king.
That's right, Richard Petty. That's an iconic, his signature cowboy hat. Gives him away every single time.
Yeah, his hat for sure is one of his signature things. Hey, Lauren, I know that you're pretty new here, so you haven't been able to meet Richard Petty. I got to tell you, he's kind of like the way I describe him. He's like your grandpa, but really, really famous. He's just super nice.
Yeah, I can tell by his smile. He has to be a nice guy.
Well, he's going to be smiling a lot tonight because he is not just the king of racing, but he's the king of hearts as well. And part of this is all for fundraising. You know, I got to meet the king years ago for the first time at his home for the Boots and Blue Jeans fundraiser, which is where we are right now. Several of us here at the station have met him, Maddie included. He signs all the things for all the folks, and tonight he's using his signing to help others in a big way. The Petty Foundation gives big checks to folks in our area who focus on helping veterans and kids. You can see pictures of him from years past giving to vet charities and Prolific Park, the Santa's Helpers. All right, so coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to take a look at all of the silent auction stuff because all of this and the money goes to help those community organizations. We're going to talk to the Greater Greensboro Marine Corps League about how the foundation helps them with veterans who struggle with PTSD and homelessness. And then at 6 o'clock, that's right, the king himself is going to be talking about maybe some of the stranger things he signed in the last couple of years. Who knows? All right. Also, before we sign off, on Facebook, I posted my picture with the king and I asked, hey, did you ever take a picture with the king? And yes, Faye Malone posted her picture. It looks like they met him at his very home at one of these Boots and Blue Jeans because I can see the walkway looks the same. And then Alan sent in his picture too. He met the king at a Kyle Petty ride a few years back. We'll be back from Randleman.
That's
Perfect.
hot mics.
Love that.
Get your mics.
Steaming hot mics.
We're talking food trucks next.
Ooh wee.
Yep.
I'm so hungry today, and I had a big lunch. I had chicken and rice.
2 eggs.
I did have an omelet this morning. I've been trying to eat my big meals in the morning,
Why?
and then not eating as much before I go to bed because I
Okay,
think it
that's
helps me
good.
sleep better.
I don't know about that, but okay.
I had that
It
bag
helps
of
you. I mean, yeah.
trail mix from the break room. That was my lunch.
Boy, that's nutritious.
That's all I
I do
had.
love trail mix.
Trail mix is
In
great.
Chapel
I
Hill,
like
the
trail
Whole Foods there had a trail mix bar.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, I tore it up. I spent way too much money there.
So what do you guys like in your trail mix? I have to have like
Chocolate.
some type of. Oh, all right, y'all are on one accord there.
Cashews.
Yeah, there you go. I like the yogurt covered fruit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
yes,
say.
yes,
I
yes.
gotta have that.
Yeah, that's
like I don't have to have the chocolate,
That's
but if
key.
I have the yogurt covered,
Anything.
fruit, anything exactly.
But
I'm ready to go.
I don't just want peanuts. I want like some almonds in there.
Yeah.
Walnuts.
Walnuts kind of
Really?
make my tongue swell.
What is that?
I like
What
the
is
little,
that?
peanut butter chips. too.
Yes, those are good.
What is happening?
What is going on?
Brad.
Oh, now it's
no.
moving.
No,
Here I
Brad. No, Brad.
What?
Pop back and forth between.
Brad,
doot,
what-
doot, 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 doot. Make Christian jump up. Oh, no!
Oh.
Now we're looking at a
New York,
feed
Texas?
from New York. This is.
Brad broke it.
He broke it.
Brad, this is gonna make.
Change up. Change up. There he goes.
Is he magic?
He's-
And like, can we get a better shot?
Magic man.
This is weird.
Those are nice pants, though. I'm gonna be honest. Nice pants, Christian. Very nice suit.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that.
No problem. Dapper Dan.
Oh, it's hot and sweating.
Just when you thought Fridays couldn't get any better, now we're going to throw food trucks into the mix. So now that restrictions are eased up here, Food Truck Fridays are returning to downtown Greensboro. This time, there's some live music involved. I spoke with Rob Overman with Downtown Greensboro Parks to find out what's going on. Hey Rob, thanks for being with us today. I know you are super busy because the world is opening up. Let's talk about that first and tell me, how are things at the downtown parks?
Things are going really well. We are thrilled to start welcoming folks back into the park. We are getting ready to bring back an array of programming, everything from our kids club to our friends to live music. We're very excited and looking forward to it. We were very encouraged with the news last week that has relaxed some of the restrictions, especially for us being in an outdoor location. Yet we do feel safe in everything that we're doing. And, after 13 months of the park being relatively quiet, it's really nice to see, some life and laughter and joy, back in these spaces.
So Rob, along with the food trucks, anything else entertainment with this particular event?
Yeah, it's so the really cool thing about Food Truck Fridays, and this is where it will look a little bit different, but it'll look better. We're going to have live music as well. So running in conjunction with Food Truck Friday, there will be live performances at each iteration of Food Truck Friday. The band will start typically around 11:30, and then they'll wrap up at 1:30.
And people love food. That's the bottom line. So how many trucks do you think you'll have at the on these on average?
Sure. So our goal is every Friday to have 3 food trucks located in Center City Park from 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What we typically do, we like to have 2 what we call entree trucks, which are kind of good, solid lunch food. And then the 3rd truck, we like to try and do some kind of dessert option, shaved ice cream, duck donuts is a really popular one. So we're trying to give a little bit of something for everybody.
Well, this is great, and you're not far from the news station, so we might see you there. Thanks, Rob. All right, so with that in mind, I asked you on Facebook to tell me what your favorite food truck is, or maybe just favorite food truck food. Here's what you had to say. Tracy said, Cousin's Maine Lobster. I am not familiar with that one, but I will be now. Teresa says Korean food. Recently had from the food truck Seafood Destiny. She said that plate was worth the money. Tom said Pacific Rim. Sylvia said the Grinder Cafe, coffee, smoothies, donut holes, yum, yum. I'll take all of the above. There are several food trucks that usually go to downtown. By the way, this is 11 to 2 on Friday, and then of course he mentioned live music as well. But there are some that circulate, they kind of like take turns in downtown, and I love the barbecue, and now it's leaving me. It's got the Grill Sergeant.
Oh.
That is
Oh,
one
yeah,
that's really good.
My apartment complex has been bringing food trucks on Fridays now, and it is so great. But they had a crepe one 2 weeks ago, right before Mother's Day. Sweet and savory crepes.
Is that You Drive Me Crazy or something like that?
It
Is
might
that
have
what
been
it
that
was?
one. They're all such cleverly named
know.
businesses.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. My apartment has been doing that too, like once a month, bringing a food truck so we can try different foods. I actually mentioned this in my 2 cents today, like with the weather, how it is this week. This is a great time to like go out for lunch, go to a food truck and see what restaurants Greensboro has to offer.
Absolutely. And he really drew me in there when he was talking about donuts and he was talking about ice cream.
Yes, man.
You know,
after
desserts
that
are my weakness.
And what I've learned so far is that I need to move to a neighborhood that's bringing food trucks.
Yes.
Because mine isn't, and I'm confused. But
You know where I am? You know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just come on over.
Absolutely.
Jalen, move to a place that cares about you and your
Yeah.
well-being, man.
That's right.
I'm working on it. Don't worry about it.
All right, so if you had to say favorite type of food from a food truck, what would you say? Because I'm all about the ones that you do barbecue. I love those.
I like the taco trucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
They make the best tacos.
Tacos are great.
And quesadillas.
Those are two great
mean,
choices.
I really like dessert in general. So anything that's sweet or fried with some powdered sugar.
That's fair
So a
food.
funnel truck.
All of it. Yeah.
Funnel cake truck.
Funnel cakes, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm thinking
Well, I'm all about the hot wings.
Ooh.
Anywhere and however I can get them. I'm a connoisseur.
Oh.
I love those too.
Extra crispy, extra hot.
So fried.
Dumplings are good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
When
said,
I
you
went
really
to
can't go wrong.
UVA, there was a dumpling truck that they would have at the amphitheater, and the line would be so long, like 20
Really?
minutes just
Everybody
to get
wanted
dumplings.
dumplings.
Everybody wanted the dumplings.
You know what I haven't seen that sounds like I thought it would be kind of easy to do in a food truck is like a ramen bowl. I would love to have like really
yeah.
good ramen, like the specialty ramen restaurants that do that. That would be awesome.
Good idea. Look at you. We might need to franchise that. Let's make it happen, Eric.
I like it.
Let's
We're
make
on
it happen.
As long as we
You
all
got
get
all
a
the
cut.
money.
The J&E Express.
There we, ooh,
That's what
that's
we're gonna call it.
All right, we're talking
Or
too
you
much.
can
We're
just
talking
add
too
an
much.
M on the end and
Nope.
call it the gym. J-E-M. No.
I think we had a good thing going, Eric. I don't know.
Oh, and
Last
Maddie,
time
I was like,
I try to be funny. I'm embarrassed. Can we do something else?
I was going, okay, I'll just roll with it because we're live
Yeah, I'm
right
like,
now.
I would spend my money at your food truck, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate all the support.
I'm so embarrassed.
We'll go to Christian now. Save us, Christian, please.
Golly. You gotta dig us out of this hole that we are in. I'll tell you what, guys, we are on the way to some summertime warmth. If you like summer, well, hang on just a couple more days. It's going to be slow going, but we're going to get there eventually, especially by the time that we get to the weekend. Sunglasses and sunscreen are two things that you will need for the rest of the week. It starts really today. If we take a look back at the month of May, though, so far, it's been a pretty mild month of weather. As far as temperatures go, the last 6, 7, 8 days have all been well below normal in the temperature realm of things. But we're about to start to flip the cards on that. Really, it starts with today, with our temperatures sitting right now in the upper 70s. And we're going to be heading to 90, and it's really not that far off base. Typically, our first 90-degree day falls somewhere around May 18th. Of course, that was yesterday. So if we hit 90 this weekend, really wouldn't be that far off from our average. Of course, today we've got beautiful sunshine, Carolina blue sky, and a few clouds hanging over the sky of the Triad. Greensboro, Winston, High Point, and Burlington. Taking a live look at those folks right now. 78 in Greensboro out at PTI, 80 over in Winston-Salem, 78 down in Asheboro, 77 in Lexington, mid and upper 70s back to the foothills, and we're in the upper 60s to near 70 as you go up to the mountains into Boone. Of course, a little bit warmer down to the south, low 80s in South Carolina and down in Georgia as well, but it makes sense because there's really nothing magical about weather. If you want it to get warm, you got to take that warm air from somewhere else, and you got to bring it here. And so that's what we're doing with those southwesterly winds. Of course, our part of the country is completely dry right now. Back out in the middle part of the country, it's been a busy week of weather so far for places like Texas and a big deal area of low pressure down just off the Gulf. But none of that is going to make it to us. Reason for that being we have high pressure and control of our weather really starting to lock in, and that's piece one that warms us up. The other thing it does, with this being such strong high pressure, it really kind of keeps all of this moisture and all of this rain well out to the west and keeps it from advancing any further toward us. Now, once you get a system like this where this pattern kind of locks in place and you continually bring in that warm air little by little, day by day, well, nothing is going to happen except a continued warm up. And that's what we're headed for the next few days. This is a pretty boring, pretty stagnant weather pattern. Although typically when we talk about heat, we talk about humidity here in North Carolina, and that's really not going to be the case. At least through the weekend, we're going to hold off some of that humidity, but then it does start to creep back in as we go into early next week. As far as rainfall goes, honestly, we could use some, but it's just not in the cards for the next 7 days. And honestly, it doesn't take long this time of the year, dry, warm days, for us to really start to move into low-end drought conditions. And I would expect that to happen. Bottom line, big story is we're just getting hot heading into the weekend. Tonight, mostly clear skies. highs will drop it back into the mid and upper 50s, low 80s for your Thursday with a lot of sunshine, and it's off to the races after that. Upper 80s on Friday, closing in on 90 degrees over the weekend. Heat hanging tough going into next week. That's your forecast. Coming right back.
Nobody likes me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hello, I'm clipping it onto my lapel. There we go.
Hi there, Oklahoma.
Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina.
Hi there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
When you need it. Hello, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's time for my 2 cents. After a week of roller coaster temperatures in the Triad, I'm glad we're getting a break from the rain. I was so excited seeing Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley's Facebook post. It won't rain this week. I don't know about you, but the weather can certainly have an impact on my mood. And when there's a lot of sunshine, I feel happy and at ease. With a low chance of rain in the forecast, I encourage you to get out and enjoy the sunshine, even if it's just for a little while. This morning, I drank my morning cup of coffee outside on my balcony. Just the 10 minutes of fresh air gave me a boost and helped to get my day started on the right foot. If you're someone who orders lunch while at work or makes a quick trip to the drive-thru, consider going outside and ordering your meal from a food truck. If you're like me and typically bring your lunch to work, go outside and have lunch on a park bench instead. Need to take your car to the car wash? Consider finding some time this week to wash your car yourself. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up by work, Zoom calls, and meetings that we miss out on the little things that can bring us joy, like a beautiful day. Don't let this week go by without getting out and about for a bit. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
More and more people are itching to go on vacation now that more COVID rules have eased, but don't book yet when you'll get the best bang for your buck.
Plus, Guilford County Schools is offering